Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and then remain standing for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
Good evening, fellow Auburn citizens. My name is Robert Wilkins. This is the second Citizens Minute, an Auburn Voice Production. The first Citizens Minute had over 2,200 views, 16 reactions, 8 comments on the app nextdoor.com. While on YouTube, we had 229 views with 5 subscribers, 3 likes, 2 comments, and 4 shares. Thank you for your support and input. This video is longer than the last because we have 2 sections. 10 citizens during Citizens Open Forum and 7 citizens that spoke on the conditional use approval concerning University Wine and Spirit at 316 North Donahue Drive. The first citizens on the conditional use is Pastor Stephen Falk. Pastor Falk thanked the City Council for the beautification on Martin Luther King Drive. He sent communication to the City Council members and a petition by AME Zion Church members in opposition to having a third liquor store within 1,500 feet of the church property. The city has a law that places restrictions on businesses that sell liquor near a church. He questioned how many churches in the Auburn area have 2 or possibly 3 liquor stores within 1,500 feet. The church and its congregation were not aware of the conditional use approval until the last city meeting was over. African American communities want other communities to get the privilege in disrupting their church property. Next was Susan Boat. Susan is a business owner, stated that owners are always aware of competition, especially those that are close. Already there are 2 liquor stores within 1,500 feet. This would be a third. Competition is not a part of the City Council discussion. The city attorney needs statistical evidence based on potential accident increase, health, crime, rate, and traffic increase to rise to the bar of exclusion, which it does not. The same city lawyer used no data such as accident, health, crime, rate, and traffic increases in support of Ordinance 3288, short-term rental, that did not rise to the bar of exclusion. This liquor issue is a mirror image discussion of the short-term rental by making it emotionally instead of utilizing statistical evidence with consideration of our constitutional rights. Susan said as a kid she was taught, you feel with your heart and you think with your mind. She loves the city of Auburn, but the City Council decisions should be equitable, constitutional, and legal instead of taking her constitutional rights away. This conditional use should be approved. Next was Dr. M.S. Reddy, a professor at Auburn University, said he was not representing anyone. Dr. Reddy talked about the stealing of liquor at Gold Post, also the stealing at the Family Dollar store before they shut down. The corner is a very dangerous place with lack of lighting. You can see lots of people with their liquor bottles crowded onto the lot. High-rise student housings cause a lot of problems. There's no statistical data on the liquor stores. Approve a restaurant. Doris Hutchinson. She's a member of the AME Zion Church. She heard about the liquor store but would support a grocery store. We do lots of cooking in our community. There's enough liquor with Wiggles and goalposts. Don't need any more. H.D. Steele, he's a member of the AME Zion Church. We need a store in our neighborhood to buy fresh fruits and vegetables, fresh cuts of meats, and some household items. We need a store to give opportunity for employment for kids to further their education and job skills. We do not need another whiskey store. Janice Frazier. Janice has been a member of Auburn Zion since she was 8 years old. We had grocery stores in the community back then. Please do not let another liquor store come into our community. When you go to the church to worship, You do not want to walk among liquor bottles. Stephen Slaughter. We do not need another liquor store on the west side. I'm a lifetime resident of Auburn. I remember back in the 90s, my partners and I wanted to own a liquor store. We were told we could not have one in certain proximity of the church. Now, 30 years later, we were about to have 3 liquor stores within 1,500 feet of the store. What if we had 3 liquor stores in proximity of Terrace Acres in Moores Mill Road?
The Juneteenth parade will be June 14th at 6 p.m. and the route is going to start at Boykin Community Center and it'll end at Drake Middle School. And it's going to start at 6 p.m. Lineup will be at 4:30. The event is the next day, June 15th, at Keyser Park, starting at 10 o'clock. So I invite and encourage everyone to come out and enjoy all the festivities.
Okay.
I also want to introduce some people in the audience tonight. Is part of my church family. AME Zion Church is here tonight. And I also have some of my youth organizations, youth that's here tonight, if they would stand. YFABs and Match. That's about 6 of them, but we have a roll of about 50. So I'm glad to see them here tonight.
Okay.
There were 10 citizens that spoke during the Citizens Open Forum. First person was Steve Cosgrove. Steve missed his beloved Memorial Day festivities. He thanked Councilman Moorman of reflecting on a veteran from Auburn.
2 days from now is 6 June, and the anniversary of D-Day on 6 June 1944. When I was a boy, the police chief was Fred Hammock, and he lived on North College in a little brick home. But Chief Hammock was there at Normandy Beach on June 6, 1944, and he was awarded a Purple Heart for his trouble. But he survived, and he became the chief of police at Auburn, Alabama, and had 3 great kids, and I just wanted to pay him respect tonight for that. He has, of course, passed on, but just want to honor his memory.
He said, I wanted to express my appreciation to each council member who are remarkably accessible, especially his own councilwoman, Whidden. He also complimented Whidden's magazine, East Alabama Living. Next was Christian Singudi. He's the new owner of University Wine and Spirit. Also runs other liquor stores in the Auburn area. He said most of the concerns at the meeting he saw was about safety, the church, and theft. He feels that the Auburn PD is doing an excellent job in keeping the city clean and safe. The store has a completely different business model supporting local brands. Councilman Adams asked about having a grocery store. He said they had plans to have half grocery store and half the liquor store that would include fresh fruits and vegetables. Next was Stephen Slaughter. He wanted a clarification about his property being an Airbnb.
Won't be receiving phone calls every other month, and then my tenants calling me stating that someone's knocking at the door and leaving items. It is not an Airbnb. They are in there on a month-to-month rental, but yet I get phone calls from the city.
It's not something I'm prepared to answer at
Sure,
this
I
time.
understand.
We can get with Mr. Slaughter. I'll be happy. Mr. Scott Cummings, who's our Executive Director of Development Services, of which the Inspection Services Department falls under, can talk to Mr. Slaughter right now at post-meeting. So,
And I have a picture on because I got
Okay.
security, and I show where a representative from the city was out there today.
Well, it's all right after when we get through here at the meeting.
Mr. Scott Cummings will chat with you.
We'll have a meeting.
Next was Mary Moore. She wanted to share more about the grocery store idea that has been talked about. I call the liquor store the booze store. We need a grocery store or a Dollar General type store. Next was Reddy Patel. He represents the property that the old Family Dollar was located in. Patel contacted Dollar General and Dollar Tree, but the property is not big enough. Next was myself, Robert Wilkins. Is the city headed in the right direction? The City Council only allows 180 seconds twice a month on Citizens Open Forum, while limiting our First Amendment right. The City Council and Mayor have no guidelines and no time limits. I asked the Mayor at a previous council meeting, why did you not recuse yourself from Ordinance 3288, short-term rental? All he did was sling insults at me. Two polls that have been given results. The first poll, 114 participated in the voting with 4,500 views, 11 reactions, and 60 comments. The question was, is it a good image to degrade an Auburn citizen in a public forum? 16% said yes, 35% said under certain circumstances, and 49% said no. The second poll, there were 28 participants with 1,400 views, 2 reactions, and 6 comments. The question was, if a problem exists more in Ward 1 concerning our police department, should the mayor, city manager, and chief of police attend a ward meeting to work on this issue? 14% said to continue to ignore the problem. 39% said to develop a varied task force chaired by Councilwoman Taylor in Ward 1. And 46% said no. We citizens are tired of being in the dark, especially in selection of board members and commission members. We do not know who chose the finalists for the council to vote on. We do not even know the number of candidates and who applied for each position. Please utilize the talent that Auburn has to offer, not the same friends and family.
Mayor, if I may,
Please, yes, sir, Chief.
anytime someone speaks ill of the Auburn Police Division, I'm certainly going to speak up. I personally know the Chief of Police here in Auburn. He's worked here for a number of years. And I seriously doubt that you can find anywhere that he has refused to come to a meeting on any side of town in Auburn. Chief Cedric Anderson is readily available to come speak to anybody that wants to speak to him and listen to problems that they may have with his department. So I would encourage you, if you have the problem with police are not perfect, I never said that. But if you should have a problem with the police, I recommend you contact Cedric Anderson, the police chief, and have a meeting with him, and I think he'll be able to help you out. If not, then you can talk to the city manager and him together. But to attack the police, they have a tough job. It's a tough job, and I'm not going to sit out. You can talk about me or how silly something I did is, or you talk about all the compares to the Wizard of Oz and all that crap. But when you talk about the police, you talk about something very serious. And I just want to say, I would challenge any of you to find one time the chief of police has refused to come meet with any citizen in the city of Auburn. You won't find it. Thank you.
Next was Susan Bolt. If a person rents a car from Enterprise and speeds, do you shut down Enterprise car rentals? If your neighbor gets a speeding ticket, do you revoke the license of all its neighbors? If a person unknown to you steals from a store, do you lock up everyone who shops at that store? If a dog remains or in the wrong yard, do you ban all dogs in the neighborhood? If someone leaves you their trash cans too many days after scheduled trash pickup, do you ban trash pickup in that ward? If these scenarios sound ridiculous to you, you might be right. So let me ask, if a short-term rental host has a problem guest that is too loud, so you ban all short-term rentals in that ward? Oh yeah, 5 of you did. It's known as the STR5. This too is ridiculous. Next was Miss Martha Shamp. June is a month of Sacred Heart. As she drives around Auburn seeing many church marquees saying that Vacation Bible School is going on, one church sign says God's word never changes. Kids are being taught that God is holy and God created them. God loves them. God is faithful to them. He is gracious and slow to anger abound. He is kind. He's forgiving. But God has rules. They learn so much from the Bible and things the kids do. Their doorway to heaven is taught through such incredible documents as the 10 Commandments. Good churches that are teaching children the truth. Next was Gabriel Dunham. Pride Festival in Auburn on May the 31st. Pride on the Plains, estimated that over 3,000 people attended. 70 vendors that were there. Kids played outside all day, inflatable slides, learned about many organizations like hers. Non-venomous snakes and other wildlife could be touched. Next was Billy Wilburn. Several things on his mind. First is Happy Pride Month. He appreciated the balancing act the City Council has to do from individuals and businesses. He also went to Pride Plains Festival. Someone on Facebook asked why they even have Pride Month. Here's his 2 cents worth. The LGBTQ plus community has often been verbal and physically attacked. Billy stated that he is a proud Unitarian Universalist, where part of our faith tradition is influenced by Christianity and Judaism as well as paganism. I'm not a Christian myself, but support people practicing their faith. Traditionally, that is influenced by Christians. I've got a question of the month. Why does our mayor have voice vote on difficult issues? We appreciate you listening. Please let us know how to improve our videos, either on nextdoor.com or YouTube. Have a wonderful remaining week, and we will see you after the next council meeting.